I'm gonna go take a shit. Hold up.
You can say that on here on the show. You about to go take a shit, coach?
I'll be back.
Right there with me, man. We didn't have shit, TJ.
All right, welcome to episode 3, season 6 in real draft, season 14 in real life, all the way through. We riding, we walking. All right, I'm going straight to the awards and talk show. Not the awards, they're not up yet. Week 9, we wait for that. But I just want to go straight to the stats right now to talk about strugglers and those that are really having a good year so far to start their seasons off with. Let's look at the quarterback room right now. And in the quarterback room, we're looking at a guy that was very, very, very highly successful and took his team to the championship game last year. And Triggerman, Phyllis Harper. Just a real quick background on Phyllis Harper, Triggerman. To me, he's probably one of the better quarterbacks to come out of Alcorn State since Steve McNair. He is on the Browns roster. He did get picked up after the draft was over. Now, will he make the team? I think he will, and I don't think he'll be just there to play quarterback. I think they will find something special for this kid to do because he's a special talent. He's a big time athlete. The Dolphins got him now as a quarterback in the league, and he's doing a really good job at quarterback and showing us that he can get it done. We got some good quarterbacks on this list right now, and guys are balling out. And we got some stud quarterbacks in the league that are struggling. Some chaos is going on amongst some of the top teams. We'll talk about it as we continue to go on, as we sit in here and remember rest in peace, Dolph. You know what I'm saying? And then rest in peace rappers right now. So, all right, so Phil Tart, I never really listened to Dolph. Those that listen to Dolph, turn music down slightly. All right, I got you. You know, look that out. Cool. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, now with that being said, let's take a look at these quarterbacks and, you know, what are they doing? I mean, you want your quarterbacks to be accurate. You want them to be field generals. You want them to be improvisers. You want them to be the leader of your offense. And what we're seeing with the top guys right now on this list through the first 4 games, we're seeing big time football. So you got Philip Harper again, Triggerman, 1976, 91 completion percentage. 91 completions, 116 attempts. He has a 78% completion percentage, and he's throwing the ball almost for 500 yards a game right now, 494 with 143.9 QB rating, 22 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and that's what you want to see if you're a young Camden. You want to see the fact that he's accurate, he's smart with the football, and he's not making a lot of mistakes at all. I mean, it's a really good ratio. Like, there's only a few guys in the league that actually can, have these type of touchdown to interception ratios. You'll see that one of the main guys that do it is top tier, and his quarterbacks in Ray Wills. You see it 20-3. But let's continue to see what he's doing. He's got a new weapon in the building, a guy from New Jersey that they drafted, that they're bringing along fast. So I think the Dolphins are doing a great job, especially at the quarterback position. I think they found their guy. Ray Wills, man, the two-time back-to-back Super Bowl champion in the 1540. He got another tour to throw to, 20 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 77%. He at 385, 143.6 QB rating as well. Next up on his list is Khalid Williams, 1297, 13-9, 68%. Oh, that's a big game. Two big-time quarterbacks. Thanks for pointing that out, because I didn't know that. De'Aaron King for the Raiders is there, 1277. Now, if I'm the Raiders and you're Las Vegas right now, and you're a die-hard Las Vegas fan, and you're riding out with the coach, and y'all love the way y'all can physically get into a game and dominate your opponents through the ground, you're excited about this right here. 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 70%, 319.3. You know as well as I know, if the Dolphins can have some type of passing game, they can be very, 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 very dangerous on offense. And we're seeing it now. We're seeing the growth in De'Aaron King, man. He found his home. He's the franchise guy over there, and he's playing at a high level, 70% throwing the ball. Nico might be the most gifted quarterback we have right now as far as young gunners. And, he's throwing it again, 1256, 59 completions, 80 attempts, 14 touchdowns, and only one pick on the year right now. That's 73%. Another guy that's thrown for over 400 yards a game thus far with a 149.9 QB rating. So, shout out to Nico. It looks like in his third season, he's starting to, really, really get a handle of what the Cardinals and offensive coordinator Peyton Manning likes to do over there. Bryce Young went through a vigorous training. Got stronger and faster. I mean, at 5'11", you want to get as strong as possible to better, take a pounding from what we would say is aliens running around on defense in this league. So I think Bryce Young is growing. That's what you want to see. You want to see your quarterback grow. I think he's added a new dimension to his game by getting faster and stronger, which is being a dual threat quarterback. Now he's already been an improviser, one of the better improvising quarterbacks, young quarterbacks in our league. But now he can extend plays a little bit more than just making magic happen and still letting that ball go. I think now he can take off and get you some yards. We should see some better play out of Bryce Young. 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions at 65%. He's still 311 yards a game. I know you want to bring that completion percentage up a little better, but we like where he's at right now. Shedeur Sanders is probably my favorite quarterback in the league right now because of who he is. And I think the Broncos have fit the pieces around Shedeur Sanders now. This team is quickly becoming a very, very talented team everywhere. Weapons, protection, they starting to get it together over there. And, big time game next week at Advance coming up between the Broncos and the Ravens. So fireworks start happening. Usually, if the Broncos are back, then that means this game is super important, and this game can be the deciding factor between 4 teams of having number 1 seed. With the Ravens already taking the dive in week 2. Matt Corral is here at 14-8, and it comes down to touchdowns to interception ratio. All right, so out of the quarterbacks, you see what we see. I showed y'all who's doing what, when, and why. Now I want to look at the rushers in the league right now. First of all, let's talk about who is durable, right? Who can carry the ball at a high volume and be fine with it. All right, so Ruben Owens, the diaper dandy, is showing that not only can he carry the load, but he also can get it done at 6.8. This kid's been at 12. He averaged 12 yards to carry in high school. I mean, he's going to be a guy that's going to always have a high average on per carries, right? 6.84 rushing touchdowns, 171.7 yards a game right now. All right, Cedric Baxter. This is the sleeper running back. This guy was in the 2023 class coming out of high school. He is arguably the number one running back in the country. Arguably, right? But at 6'1", 230 pounds, I mean, Diaper Dandy gets to start right away. 66 carries, 414, 6.3 yards a pop, 5 touchdowns, 103 yards a game. And we know Mr. Durable, right? Kenneth Walker the third, 66 carries, 274, 4.2 and 5. Now we know the Raiders are working on that passing game. And this is what you can tell because the carries are down, the yards is down. The focus will still be this running back over here. I just think they're into trying to get that passing game underway right now, and they're doing it. And I think that's great. Continue to do it because if you could do that while still winning games and get yourself into the playoffs, it's going to help you tremendously. Hero, Bijan Hero Robinson at 65 carries, 488, 7.5. Look like he's averaging the most yards per carry right now. 5 touchdowns and 122 yards on the ground. Saul Chuck, the speed demon for the Bengals, 394 yards, 6.4 and 4 touchdowns. Danger Griffith still around, 62 carries, 213, 5 yards a carry, 6 touchdowns. EB Savage from the Rams, we like EB, 6'1". 61, I'm sorry, 253, 4.1 and 3 touchdowns. And then there's Boone Jackson, still in the mix. 59 attempts, 252 yards, 4.3 and 4 rushing touchdowns. All right, now I just want to go to running backs and touchdowns right now. And we're looking at Zamir White, who led the league last year in touchdowns. He's number one right now with Danger at 2. And then Cameron Harrison is fighting. This is a breakout year, it seems like, for Cameron with 43 carries, 570 yards. I thought I was leading the league in attempts. Average per carry, and nope, 13.3 right now. 5 rushing touchdowns, 198 game right now from a Cardinal running back, which is nuts, which is crazy. And you tied for 5. In second place, you got Harris, Baxter, Walker, and Bijan Robinson all tied with 5. There's E.J. Smith, Emmett's son right there. You got Jalen Knighton, the Miami kid, out there in Carolina, and then there's Jaleel Ruggs. At this point right now, Jaleel Ruggs with only 4 rushing touchdowns. Mr. Red Zone himself will not be sitting somewhere where he's at right now. We all know that. And then a whole bunch of 4s right now. Let's see who's actually leading the league in rushing yards through 4 games. Cameron Harrison with 570, Owens with 515, B. John with 488, Johnny Martin, another New Jersey native, 457 for the Texans. He averaged a 10.9 yards a pop. That's some good averages up here. 13 and 3. Oh my God. 6.8, 7.5, 10.9, and then Baxter 6.3. Saul Chuck 6'4. Zamir Zeus White was 6'3. Katron Allen was 6'9. And then you got Danger and then Brees Hall with 4.9 yards a pop right now. In the receiving room, 35 catches for Ejani Shakur. This is the Dolphins playing. This is going to be important to me. You know, when your schedule, permits it, you can do some things, right? And now you're in a playoff mode game coming up. So we want to see is Ejani Shakur really can talk that talk or walk that walk right now. Right now he's having a great start of his career. He's looking like one of the best receivers in the league as a rookie, not as a whole, just the diaper Daniels. He looks like he's that guy right now. Deion Smith right there, 2 guys from the Dolphins. And then you got Nathaniel, Ray Joseph, Ray J, 31 catches, 515. He averaged 16.96. He went crazy in his first user game. Let's go there for a second because he wasn't able to play his first 2 games. But now that he's on track right now, 31 catches, 515. Let's just see what he did against the Packers. All right, so 12 catches against the Packers, 179. So they were getting him the ball early and often, and he produced 14.9 yards a catch, and then he had 4 touchdowns in that game. I told y'all earlier in yesterday's show that we're gonna watch for these guys, Johnny, and we're gonna watch for Ray right now. Evan Stewart, is he now the number 1 receiver in Philadelphia and Philly? In the city of brotherly love, 21 catches as well. Malachi Wideman with 20 catches. Let's go to the yards guys right now. All right, so Ejani 683, Deion Smith 547, Ray 515. Evan Stewart 507. You got Malachi Wideman with 488. You got Gary Bryant, 3 Dolphins up there, 439. David Bell, the #1 receiver for the Broncos, 434. You got Venus Jones Jr. goes from the Giants to the Raiders this offseason, and he's there with 407. Roderick Smith, the grandpa all the receivers at 397. Luther Burden, 384. He's a dog as well. Tion Pitts, 361. Tim Israel, another veteran, 356. And then Michael Pittman for the Giants. You see guys is playing well right now, so we like it. It's early. I'm going over the stats, but it's early. Nathaniel Ray. Hey, Ray. You want 9 touchdowns already? About that double digit before we get to week 6? Cool. Johnny was 7. Deion Smith 7. Evan Stewart 7. Malachi Wideman 6. Eric Gilbert, our first tight end, sighting with 5. Eddie Hope for the Browns with 5. You got another tight end, Computer Love. Mike Timmons 5. Jameson Williams with 5 touchdowns. Tion Pitts, Gary Bryant, and Roderick Smith all with 5. Let's see what we got going on defense right now. I just want to go through my favorite stats, and that's tackle for losses. Let's see who's doing it big right now. 8 from Isaiah Rakes, another New Jersey native, 6'2", 337. The new D tackle for the Cardinals. He redshirted a couple seasons, and now he's actively playing with 13 tackles and 8 tackles for loss. Brian Breeze, 11 tackles, 8 tackles for loss. And you got Damon David from the free safety position with 19 tackles and 7 tackles for loss as well. Thad Carmichael seemed like he's been around since your kids' parents was kids. This motherfucker about 55 right now and dog nuts right now. He's still going crazy though. 7 tackles in his last season as an ability player. Thad Carmichael, 21 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 5 sacks. He is going crazy and for early and often right now. That's big time. That's big time right now early. Antoine Howard, you got Petey Bower, veteran over there, 10 years in, 6 tackles for loss. Who's this? Petey McCoy, the safety that got traded from the Giants. You got just Jonathan Flo from the safety position. So we got some safeties coming down, pounding that box, stopping the run. All right, sack leaders right now. Let's see it. 8.5 for Milik Sila, 6'6", 260, second season. Peter Woods with 7 sacks right now. Dog. Jared Knox in his 8th season with 6. You got Trayvon Walker with 6. Will Anderson with 6. You got Jordan Birch with 5. Thad Carmichael with 5. Calvin Green, veteran, 5. Tom Fox in his 5th season with 5. Bugsby Smith got 5. And then the young rookie, Mateo Ugalele, is just the #1 pick in the draft right here with 5 sacks to start his career off with. Man, something about those Chargers and their defensive ends over there, man. Rather the computer doing it or he. They get to the quarterback over there. Yes, they do. All right, so I like that. Mateo, that's Ugalele's younger brother. And he's doing another 5-sack guy, Jack Sawyer over there. Ohio State kid. He's a dog as well, and the 49ers got him playing at a high level right now. So we're going to see what's out of these 5 sacks and above guys, who's going to continue that. AntHits. All right, so Chase Lucas, man, he played big time against us in week 2 for the upset win. 4 interceptions at 3 of those things in our game. He also had a fumble recovery in that game as well. Tyson Anderson, he has 4 interceptions in the year. Damon David with 4. You got Isaiah Sanders. The Browns got 2 of them up there. You got a Corey Palmer with 3. Akeem Dent, 3. You got Khalid Downs. Now, safeties 1 and 2 of the draft are in Baltimore and are in Denver. Denver's guy is playing. Baltimore's guy is pretty much redshirting. But Khalid Downs is a dog. And again, I think the Broncos really got it back. I don't know if they're completely back to the fly zone, no fly zone secondary, but they're there, bro. They getting there. They got everything they need. They loaded that corner. They just young. They just got to get that experience together, and once they start gelling together, they're gonna be a problem. And I think it starts with Khalid Downs. You combine him with Justin Flo's brother, Jonathan Flo, and you got some other guys that you can plug and play at any moment. Some good, solid corners that's developed, especially the two rookies they got this year. I think the Broncos is in for a rebirth Broncos team where that Mile High Stadium starts screaming "No Fly Zone." It ain't no air up there in Colorado when you're throwing the ball, so you can't breathe. They smother you. They're not trying to hear that shit. You got Leon O'Neal for the Colts sitting with three, and a whole lot of threes that I'm not gonna go down to. But to start off, you got one, two, three, four guys tied with the interception race right now. Like, and then Chase Lucas. Same thing with you're not seeing Travis Hunter. You might even see a five over there. Let me see something. This game already doing something, bro. Like, what the fuck? I just wanted to make sure it wasn't nobody like five I was missing right now. There you go. Where you at? All right, yep. So I don't know if they showed. Did they show Travis on the NFL? No, they didn't. All right, so Travis is up there as well. Number one pick 2 drafts ago. With 4 INTs on the year right now. All right, so let me give you your top 10 through week 4 right now. Dolphins are at the number one spot. So this is a big time game coming up right here. Dolphins and the Buccaneers coming up. Big time game. Somebody's not going to be undefeated at the end of the advance right now. Guns, are you on tie plan or throw out fair some that? Because that's all we waiting on. Cardinals are 3-0, so we got, early, right? Usually we go a little longer before we start seeing the undefeated strength. But right now, Dolphins, Bucks, Cardinals are only 3 undefeated teams right now. Can anybody do what the Bucks did last year, which is win 20 games and not lose any through the whole season? All right, Broncos at 3-1. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm skitching. I ain't see all these undefeated right. What's going on? They just broke it in no response for us. All right, cool. All right, so Dolphins 4-0, Bucks 4-0. I'm sorry, through the first 4 weeks I didn't pay attention to because I saw a loss right here. All right, so the Broncos are at number 4. They just took a loss, so they're gonna drop from that 4th seed. But right now they're 3-1 at 4. The Cardinals are 3-0 at 3. You got the Bucks 4-0 at 2, and the Dolphins at 1. Now, under that, the Lions are 3-0. The Giants are 4-0. The Eagles are 4-0. Great starts for both of these NFC East teams. The 49ers are 3-0 for the first time in forever. Nice start out for them. Browns are at number 9. The Bills are at number 10, and they got 2-game losing streak right now. Um, they got to get themselves out of that funk right now. I think they're in the same situation I am in right now. A lot of issues in the locker room right now. I don't know what's going on with it. Titans are 2-1. Titans 2-1. So let's go through the divisions right now. So the AFC North at this point right now, the Ravens are 3-1 after the win over the Browns. So they will stay at the number 1 seed. And the AFC South, you're looking at 2-1 teams. Titans, Jags, and Texans all 2-1 right now. So they battling it out. I told y'all this division got interesting for them over there. They got all 4 of them, even though Mike's starting off 1-2, but all 4 of those guys over there can compete with each other, which gives them a good division. AFC East, 4-0 Dolphins, and then the Bills right now. The Patriots is on hiatus, and the Jets are still getting together, 0-3 over there though. All right, so the race is here right now, man. Did the tides turn? Did the Dolphins showing the Bills after beating them in the playoffs that this is no longer your dominance, no more? We're gonna see. This is getting get interesting right now, right? Because they haven't matched up yet, and the Dolphins have a big time game against the Super Bowl champs at advance. AFC West, you're looking at 3-1 Broncos. Raiders are 3-1 right now. The Chargers are 0-3 and active, and the Chiefs are sitting at 1-2 right now. All right, so again, it's between the Broncos and the Raiders at this point right now. So early, so you can't just say These are the two that might win the division. It's just early, but this is where we at right now in the AFC. AFC North, we got the Lions sitting at 3-0. Everybody else is either lost or has one win. That's the Packers. Welcome back, Hero Burgers. Bucks are 4-0. His division is 1-2, 1-3, and 2-2. Team's been playing now. Won his last two. See how that should go going forward. In the NFC East, as you can see, 4-0 Giants, 4-0 Eagles, and then both teams, football team and the Cowboys have one win right now. In the West, you're looking at 3-0 Cardinals, 3-0 49ers, then the 0-3 Seahawks, and the 0-3 Rams right now, which is about to change because the Rams are getting the win over the Bengals. So that's what the divisions look like. That's where we at right now. It's so early in the league, so none of this really matters right now. If I'm, if you're a coach and you're coaching your team, you've been here, done that, you know where we are right now. Super early right now. At this stage, you're getting, your team, getting your things, your scheme together, the things you want to do this season, players you need develop. You're doing all those things right now. And the wins and losses matter, but they don't kill you. You want to be comfortable with your team offensively and defensively, and all the players that you're counting on, you should be comfortable with them by the time you get to week 8. You should start to feel a change and understand what you're trying to do in the year, and then finish the season strong. Simple as that. Um, and then we can get there. Let me get the league advanced right now so we can move on and start seeing some stats and stuff really after the week's advance. First things first, turn injuries off. All right, so now that we're going into week 5, fellas, practice squad waiver signing is now available. So that means anybody on your own practice squad cannot be signed by you. You have to hit the Coach Irish Mike Tillman, hit him up for a waiver, and you get a 24-hour response before you can either sign a player from somebody else's practice squad or from your own practice squad. All right, injuries are off. All right, holidays, so we got a lot of games really not played because people were busy today. So the 49ers will get the first one over the Vikings, Cardinals, Colts. Is that they might give him the first win, or are they fair simming? What's going on with that, Guns?
Yes,
Fair simming it?
mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Fuck send me that shit. Equals him.
All right, Cowboys get the first one over the Harold's not back yet. He's a member. He's on his honeymoon. He'll be back in the league when the week's out. He'll be back within a couple of days. So the Cowboys get the first win. Tennessee and Titans, Texans and the Tennessee Titans are 50-50, right?
You said
Equal sim.
Tennessee Titans.
Texans,
Tennessee
Tennessee,
Texans. Yeah.
equal sim.
Yeah.
Panthers, Jets, neither one of them responded.
Nope.
50-50. Bengals, Rams get the force. Steelers, Bears get the force. Chargers, Lions get the force. Jaguars and Chiefs are equal sim. Okay. All right, bear with me while we advance the league. Max remind me to turn injuries right back on.
All right.
I feel like this is a pick'em week, man. I feel like this is a pick'em week. Also, if you want to remember, the gift is you get a defensive rookie that's unlocked. Remember, if once that happens, don't just send the player to Max, right? Send your screenshot. Hit that like button too, man. Uh, the like button not hit, we're not doing our job. But not only do you send your player, you also got to tell me what abilities you want on that player. All right, so make sure y'all send that to Max. I turned these back on. Yep, definitely did.
All right.
All right, let's go back to the schedule for a second and let's look at this week's matchups. All right, let's go. So, all right, Steelers Browns, Bills Colts. Just got to be a turnaround week for Hoodie, right? 2 games in a row, Hoodie has lost. Um, this has to be one of those turnaround weeks against the Colts. He cannot let the Colts in their stadium pretty much upset them because this will be, I don't think the masses will go against the Bills losing this game. If we in Vegas and we're picking and betting on a game, we're going to bet the Bills are going to beat the Colts. But the Colts have a strong team offensively and defensively. If they can get it together and put some points on the board, they can play with anybody. Their team matches up just like anybody else's team matches up with anybody's team in the league. Bills have to win this game. How important is this win for the Bills, Max, after losing to you and then turning around losing to the Falcons?
Oh, it's definitely big. Just like a morale thing for the team. Flow. Yeah, flow of the season for the team. Morale thing for the team. Losing 3 in a row, and then just as a user, confidence killer. I feel like.
If they were hypothetically, if they were to lose this game and go on a 3-game losing streak, um, what does that do for them? Does that put them in red alert trouble, or it's too early to say they'll be fine? Like how do you view this? Because I think this is a big game for the Bills. I think the Bills have to beat the Colts, and they have to do it. They have to make a statement. I'll explain what morale means. Everybody knows what morale and momentum does. I think the Bills have to win this game, and I think they have to make a statement. Not only win it, they got to get into this game, go on a roll, and destroy the Colts to turn their fate around a little bit. Again, being this early, losing 2 doesn't really kill you, but on the AFC side, it's about 4 or 5 teams, and then after that five, there's a couple of teams over there that can be in the mix of everything all the time. But you have to be able to somehow, some way, keep pace with the Broncos, the Dolphins, the Texans, the Jaguars, and also the Ravens. So again, I think this game is super important for the Bills. I think this has got to be their turnaround game, which can start a run for them. Because they're going to need a run, to be successful or to be playing in a home playoff game. You have to go on some type of run, whether it's a 3-game winning streak, 4-game winning streak. You got to go on that type of run. So I do think the Bills have to come into this game, take it very serious, and go in there and look to show their dominance over the Colts. And if I'm the coach, I'm playing loose. I'm not the team that has pressure on me. Um, we're in our stadium. Momentum can always go our way. Uh, the Bills probably want to fight a lot of things in this game. And if the coach can come in there and just play a comfortable game and not turn the ball over a lot, they can surprise you. So, but I do think this game is important. I don't know if I'm looking at it as a pick'em game or anything like that, but I'm looking at it as a very important matchup. We see Danger Griffin. They got a good bunch of running backs over there. They got some speed demons in the backfield, but it seems like they're relying on Danger Griffin this year. Again, Max, you got to play him. What is the what have you seen on the field? Like, why is Danger back in control of that running room when it really, they had a couple guys that they were really leaning on. Now it's back to seem like it's back to Danger Griffin right now as their leader as the running back right now.
I would just say, still just his flat out speed. Him being more of a veteran back in the league.
I would say that more, yeah, veteran. They got speed
Yeah,
like crazy in that
it,
running back room.
it's just like speed in the throughout the whole room. Veteran in the league, and then just fits the overall like schematics of the team. Like he's a weapon in disguise. I would say he's like he's very underused, but he's definitely like a Robin to the Batman of the offense.
Yeah, they stole that running back after preseason was over a couple seasons ago from the Texans, who, in my opinion, changed the course of the Texans offseason the following year. The number one running back. Remember Mark before Mark left the league, he drafted the number one running back in the draft. And the Bills have him on his roster right now. And if you could help me out and tell me that if he's still on that roster. Um, I thought when they grabbed him that they would use him, that he would be, the guy, big body, nice size, great speed. He's from the last game of Thrones draft. Without me having to leave the schedule, any way possible you can find that player I'm talking about from.
About to look.
Anyway,
Who's on the Bills roster?
yeah, running back. They got the Ohio State back, and he should be the next black
Oh,
owner.
Whitfield.
Yeah, Whitfield. There we go. Um, I thought we would see Whitfield. What's his size?
6'1", 222.
Speed in Excel, please.
95, 95.
I thought we would see him, because I thought he would. Honestly, if if the Texans didn't lose him after preseason, we wouldn't be seeing the emergence of Johnny Martin right now, the second year player that they drafted a year ago, because he would have been the Texans takeover back from the back that they had before. But the Bills were able to capture him, grab him, snatch him up, and we've yet to see him being utilized over there. I don't. Do you think it's too late for him?
Um, no, not necessarily. He would just have to implement a strong impact
All right,
on
next
the
game.
offense.
Jaguars, Tennessee. I mean Tennessee. Sorry, fellas. Jaguars, Texans. To me, this is a huge game right here. Both those teams are 2-1. It's a battle for their division, seriously. And I think the first team that draws blood uh, puts themselves in a great situation when it comes down to the end of it and division play. Um, I personally think this is a rival. I don't know if either one of them two would think this is a rival, but I think this is a rival, and I think it should be bad blood when they line up. I think, when Jacksonville goes into Houston, they want to murder anything moving, and vice versa. Texans, when they see Jacksonville on the schedule, they should be getting ready to they should get in that kill mode, ready to go. Um, I think you still have Lamar in the building. They have a really good running back in Brees Hall. They got speed on the outside, but I think the Jacksonville Jaguars' strength is that secondary, with Chase Lucas playing out of his mind right now, and that defensive line. Their defensive line is really good. Um, very effective. They don't give you time. They don't give you extra time to throw the football. And then on the flip side of it, you have the Houston Texans, who have a track star team on offense. They have a really good young quarterback. Uh, their running back is literally making a name for himself, and he's a big power back with good speed, and he's been very exciting for the Texans. And he's arguably telling the Jaguars, "You don't have the best running back in this division." But they're young. They're coming off their first rookie season, and in that receiver room is nothing but guys that run 10 fours, 10 twos, 10 sixes, things like that in a hundred. Nothing but track stars at receiver. Um, so the matchup to me with this game, it starts with the run game, both sides of the ball. Both sides of the field, Jaguars, Texans, right? But then it also starts with DB matchups versus the wide receiver matchups. And I think that is going to be the standout to this game. Um, you got Chase Lucas leading the secondary of the Jacksonville Jaguars, but they have guys that, for the most part, most of us don't know who they are, like name wise. They spent a lot of their resources in Kansas State recently, and got a couple of safeties from Kansas State. They picked up a couple of pieces from through trade and free agency. They drafted pretty well at that position as well in the secondary. And, I think they're doing a really good job. And again, it's led by Chase Lucas, who the Cardinals never really got anything going with him. Neither did you. And now for 2 seasons in a row, this guy has been leading the league in interceptions, or been one of the top interception guys in the league. Why you think that he never got it going for the Cardinals for you, but he is the number one corner and he's the shutdown right now for the Jacksonville Jaguars? What do you think plays into that role of him being a shutdown over there?
Um, I mean, off the Cardinals, off the rookie year, first RDO draft class, he was just in a misfortune of being first RDO draft class in a roster that had Game of Thrones
I don't
movies.
even think he drafted him. I think he was a guy that he picked up
He might have been.
after the
He
draft.
might have been. He might have been. I was gonna say, might have been a free agent. And then through the grooming and gel and I guess building here, he was never quite figured out. Never fully given outside of his first couple years, fully given the reign as the number one corner, and then sent over to Jacksonville. I think he was just he was sent over with the specific purpose and reason by the Jacksonville Jaguars. So once he got there, he was just able to excel and show, why he was traded for.
Jacksonville has done a great job with trading for corners that had either they seeded like this is not. Let's go all the way back to when I traded him. Forgive me for not remembering his name right now. Guns, what was the corner I traded your name? Jackson. The Ravens had him and then traded him to the Patriots, and then I traded
Sean
back for him.
Wade.
Yeah. All right, Sean Wade. Sean Wade came off a 17 interception season, and then that year he got traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then became their guy for the next 7 seasons, right? Like that guy. Chase Lucas is kind of similar to that in my opinion. Now he didn't have the stats, but for Shoguns to better see that, to understand this is the guy I want. I mean, it's corners all over the league. He didn't have to trade you for him. He could have went anywhere. He probably could have came to me. He could have went anywhere, right? But it was something that he saw in Chase Lucas, and then now that he has him, he's doing exactly what he's been doing with most of his corners because they're not most of them not coming from out of the draft and making and becoming these guys. These are guys that he taken. It's almost like somebody else's trash is his treasure in a sense. But this is not new. So this is a system thing, is what I'm trying to say. The Jaguars grab these corners that you don't want anymore or you didn't see a need for and turn them into top players at their position in the league. Um, on the other side of the coin, you have a good pass rush from the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? And then you have a young quarterback with nothing but young speed at the receiver position right now. Um, how do you like that matchup with the Texans' young quarterback and Eli? Is it Eli Stowers?
Yep.
Johnny Martin in the backfield, and then nothing but speed demons. Now, for that, because this game is super important, I'm gonna come out now and come on, Matt, let's argue. We're gonna have a debate on, who wins this matchup. Far as not the game, who wins matchups. And I'm going through this for a couple teams. I want to go to rosters right now, NFL rosters, and we'll start with the Texans offense right now. Um, is sophomore slump in the mix right now, Max? Do we have to consider that?
Um. Yes, but depending on what scheme the Texans are comfortable running, it shouldn't be anything too crazy.
So they have their dual threat quarterback uh, that can extend plays. Pretty much the league has dual threat quarterbacks everywhere. We like Johnny Martin. We really like Johnny Martin. They got Nefi Anderson, who really is a special teams guru. He's a punt returner, kick returner nightmare, but he also can make big plays for this team out the backfield. And they do have a guy that can run the ball if needed, right? Good speed, great speed. And then Johnny Martin is a dog, 5'10", 230. I mean, he can keep the chains moving at any moment. But when you look at this receiver room, when you talk about speed, Quandre Harrison, the veteran of the group, right, at 29 years old, 97. But you got Tyquan Thornton, the 4.21 guy, 99 speed out. You got Chari Branch, right? This is maybe Tyreek Hill's clone right here, in my opinion. But he was the fastest guy in the draft last year, not this draft that we just had, but the draft before that. at 98, 98. Artie Rice, another big body, good speed, right? And then they pick up Sori and English, who I don't really think will be impacting this game. But my question is, what are you going to better do with Harrison, Thornton, and Branch? Where's the matchup at, right? So let's go to Jacksonville secondary, and we'll start at the strong safety level. Again, Kansas State, Reggie Stubberfield. We know none of y'all probably know who the hell he is, but let's just look what he did last year. 75 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. He had a sack and 5 interceptions. So he's capable. He's a good, strong safety for this team. Not ideal size, but a good, strong safety for this team. Now, you come off that strong safety. You got guys that I don't know if Christian Driver, this is Donald Driver's son, maybe he's playing him. Who knows? But we have capable safeties to be able to match up and do some things. They do got the speed as well. You look at the free safety, Rush. He's another Kansas State guy. I mean, he's flying 6'2", 210. And then you got Nick Grant from Baltimore Ravens, who's another guy that can play safety or corner, so that gives them help in the cornerback room. They want to go slot, corner, anything like that, because he's a tweener. He can do both. And then the cornerback room, you got Ismail Ibrahim, who they drafted, right? And on their depth chart right now, he's their number one. They pick up Fred Davis, but Chase Lucas is the guy. So now we're looking at the speed of the Texans offense and their receiver room, and then the speed of the secondary and Boston and Jacksonville. So Max, talk to me right now. What receiver you think for the Texans have to be able to will Chase Lucas have to match up with?
Um, Shit. Could be Tyquan Thornton.
I was thinking the same thing. That would be my matchup. But you also have the veteran Harrison too that you got to worry about. So I would be comfortable, size wise. I think at 6'2", I would probably want Ishmael on Harrison and match that up right there with Chase Lucas. We're going to see man to man being played in this game, um, and guys are going to have to beat matchups right now. And speed is everything. So the pass rush and the secondary coverage is going to determine what happens in this game, especially when it comes down to the defense for Jacksonville, because the Texans are not going to. They can, but they don't want to do that. They don't want to line up and give you 40 carries. They want to throw the ball, you know, and they will let their running back be important to the game, but they're not going to make them be the tell all. On the flip side of it, I would think Jacksonville wants to run the ball down your throat, and they want Brees Hall to show that he's the best running back in their division and one of the best in the league. So on the flip side of it, you're looking at an offense that will run the ball at you and can throw the ball, and Lamar's still throwing the ball well over there. And they have the weapons on offense as well. Um, I like this matchup, man. So who has to be? All right, put it this way: Jacksonville, for them to win this game, who has to be the clutch player?
Um, I probably gotta go Breeze. Uh,
I'm in agreement with you here. I think
I
Brees.
kind of gotta go Breeze. I kind of gotta go Breeze. Maybe Lamar himself.
I think
Just as
Lamar has to be. He doesn't have to be, 24-year-old Lamar. I think Lamar has to be. I mean, Jesus Christ. I think Lamar has to be veteran Lamar, meaning been in the league. Tom Brady-ish. Been in the league for a long time. Seen everything, every defense thrown at him. I think he has to be, field general Lamar, not improviser Lamar.
yeah.
I think he has to be field general Lamar in this game. But he still has that speed to do whatever he wants if he has to take off. But you're right. I think Brees Hall not only has to do it on the ground, he has to better catch the ball off the backfoot as well for this team. And I love the Texans secondary as well. But I will say this: I think experience is on the Jaguars' hand. When you look at key pieces on the defense of the Texans, you're looking at Keyshawn James, who's only in his third season, right? And he's their DN. This is the guy that's going to get the pressure on you all day, every day. Derek Hell, they got him from the Bills. But I'm not looking for him to be that guy. D tackle Jason Dumas, big time HBCU kid. I think he's going to have to play a part. Remember, we know Brees Hall is going to get the ball, so these guys got to make things happen. Nick Bonito, how do they phase him in from you? This season straight, Presley's been there. He's been up there as one of the main linebackers. He's at 29. This is his last year as service for the Texans, but he's been a guy that's always been up there in the awards race. Can he hold it down at the man in the middle? Again, Isaiah Land, another HBCU guy. This team is full of HBCU superstar standouts, and they got him playing. But their secondary ain't too shabby either. You got Rudy Franklin at 6'4". He's a monster. Eli Ricks is still there. And to me, once you go through these first two corners, I don't see really, in my opinion, there's not a third and fourth corner that I'm worried about at all. So that matchup, third and fourth receivers or even tight end, has to work for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And when you look at their wide receiver room, they do have guys that can play in that slot. That can be dangerous. And Chris Olev, right? They also have Sky Moore over here as well. Jonathan Bird. They got some pieces over there. Plex Birds. They got some good pieces over there. So again, this game comes down to matchups to me. I do still think it's the receiver room for the Texans and the defensive back room for the Jaguars. But when it comes down to if the Jaguars are going to win this game, you think Brees Hall has to be that standout player. Now, who has to be the standout for the Texans to win on offense or defense?
Um,
Would you agree with me if I say Eli Stowers?
that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, it might have to be Stowers, just to have a complete game. Um, team when to look.
I think Stowers has to be able to come out and show us the man. I think Stowers wants to position himself as the best quarterback in the AFC South. And to do that, he has to come out and beat the best quarterback in the AFC South, in Lamar Jackson. And I think he can do that. I think he wants to show, that was his idol. You know what I mean? Growing up, I'm in the league with this guy. And I want him to pass the torch after the game. I want him exchanging jerseys with me and giving me my respect. So I think Eli Stowers has to be able to come in and be everything, not just a field general. He has to be an improviser. He has to be a playmaker. He has to be a decision maker. He has to make the right decisions, and he has to put his team on his back. I think if he can do that, you'll see a complete game from the entire offense when it comes down to the Texans. But what I will account for is, can that offensive line handle the Jacksonville Jaguars defensive line? And that'll be the last thing I look at over here. I'm not going to look at the Texans line. I don't care about that. I just care about what is coming off the edge over here. Now you got Ray Lewis, 30 years old, went from middle linebacker to the end, but it's worked for him. Like he's been able to really, keep guys from, turning that corner and, keep quarterbacks in the pocket over there. You got Anthony Strahan at 28 years old. They got Xavier Thomas, so they got the speed at defensive end. And then you look at the D tackle room, Keyshawn Silver, love that. You got Tarpley here. So they got some good pieces right now. Strength, size, speed, all that matters. So my thing is, who wins the battle in the trenches, and can Eli Stowers prove that, take that step to show he's the best quarterback in their division, or is it going to be the Brees Hall show? With that being said, Max, who you got winning this game?
I'm gonna go Jags.
You going with the Jacksonville Jaguars this game?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Jags this game as well. I think the main weapons on offense is still a little too young in my opinion for the Texans, and I think because of that, the experience of the Jacksonville Jaguars will win that ball game. All right, so Jets Patriots, you got Panthers Saints. I don't even know if they playing. Neither one of them is. Bears Vikings, Dolphins, Buccaneers. So look, two 4-0 teams. All right, Dolphins went to the AFC Championship last year and lost a heartbreaker to the Patriots. Tampa Bay swept through the entire league last year and didn't even look back, crowning themselves for the fifth time. You got the mad scientist and young Cameron. You got to give him that, right? Is that a great nickname for him right now? the mad scientist. I mean, this guy is unorthodox. We don't know what the hell he be thinking, why he do some of the things he do. But all the criticism of him making moves and playing with 800 quarterbacks and figuring things out, he took his team to the championship last year. So the mad scientist, can he, cook something up in the laboratory to win this ball game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? They haven't lost a game in a whole year. They still on a winning streak right now. These guys are not playing right now. They got a new toy that they like over there as well to go along with a bunch of uh, team players that have been there already. Now, my question is this: we look at that tight end room, and there's nothing that the Bucks should be worried about, right? We can't say that because 99 Reasons was so important to this football team, and he is no longer on the field. Does that hurt the Bucks at all in this game?
No, I just think no, not this game. I think it might cause to understand a different dynamic with the tight ends that he has in this game to find the true replacement. Um,
That's
it
all it
won't
is. Finding somebody you actually like, because he already has the plug and play guys. They're there. They've been
understand
there on that roster forever.
understand what the player does for your roster for your offense because it could be a player that demands the ball, so it could be a player that understands this is a um, this at times can be a run heavy offense. It just depends. So I think that'll
Well, they
talk
haven't
to
been showing run heaviness at all for the last, I would say, going from like week 10 to where they at right now. This team is throwing fucking football, and they run the ball when they have to, but they're throwing the football. So let's talk about this: Ray Wills versus Trigger Man, the quarterback position. Let's go there first. What does Trigger Man have to do for the Dolphins for them to be successful?
just play mistake free football first, and then after that he's gonna have to make a couple plays, to show
You,
why he was traded for.
you're gonna have to be able to beat man to man. You're gonna have to beat a secondary that never is never out of place, right? You got guys that always seem to be in play, and always seem to make the special plays. These guys, they're not the team that if they're player acrobats, he does. They're nine out of 10 times they don't miss the acrobat. Like you're not gonna steal a touchdown that way. You know what I mean? You have to be able to come off a read one and be able to get the read three before Thad get to you. Right? You have those situations all in play. Then you have to stop a juggernaut offense that has a system that can get in up and down the field in a heartbeat or up and down the field in a time consuming situation if needs be. So you're looking at a team that you can't, like you said, make mistakes against, right? And then you have a Dolphins team who, to me, they don't play a lot, right? So I think that comes into play a little bit, not being able to really all the way know each other to the T per se. You're playing somebody all the time. They're on AFC, NFC teams. I like this matchup. Two Florida teams. Let's see who wants to be the Florida champ at this point right now. Do you feel like the Dolphins are back and ready to win a game like this?
Um, this might be a tall task, uh, just because the Bucks and where they're at right now. I kind of would feel like you could run into the same thing with the other game as far as key pieces being young versus a team that's got a true understanding of veteran presence. So
I think
could
the
be.
Dolphins can't be one dimensional in this game. He has to be able to do both. And key plays. Like you don't need to me, you don't need how do I say this? You don't need the 60-yard play, the 25-yard run. What you need consistency on being able to move the chains and being able to do something. Because what we saw already, let's just go deep dive back into the season of the Buccaneers last year. Um, we seen them, explode on teams, even some of the top teams. I mean, our week 2, week 3 matchup, he hung 50 on me. So we know this team can strike. But my thing is this: the game that tells it all to me was in the championship game against the Cardinals, where it was an all field goal game and neither one of them could do anything in the red zone. And the Bucks show that they were built for that type of game too. So on each side of the spectrum, you're looking at a team that is prepared for damn near everything, right? And a team that's trying to conquer some things themselves to become back to the level of football that they were playing earlier on when they were, when we first started. So my thing is, how does the Dolphins bring this young team into into Tampa Bay and be able to play consistent football to win this ball game? Is there any chance in your mind that can see the Dolphins pulling this out, or you think this is a Bucks game no matter? Like, this is really no way to go against the Bucks here.
Um, if I had to pick and choose, I would call it a Bucks game all the way. Think some things have got to happen for the Dolphins to be able to uh, kind of the underdogs, pull the carpet from underneath the Bucks at this point.
Can the mad science cook? Can the mad scientists cook something up though? I believe so. I believe
I
so. I
don't
think he
think
could
it'll
cook
be
something up.
necessarily a blowout. I just think the Bucks will win. So I don't think it'll be a blowout at all. I'm calling like somewhere in between like a 10-point margin. Um, I think the offense won't lack as much as uh, maybe the consistency on defense. I feel like the Dolphins will sometimes be able to show up, and then sometimes the Bucks will be back to overpowering and their offense being
How
lights out.
important
That's
is
it.
Week 5 to the Dolphins? What it comes down to, simple as that, right? Because what I mean by that is, do you get in a game like you did in the AFC Championship and kind of blow the game, throwing the ball too much, I guess, in wrong situations. I don't know. I didn't watch the game, but you can't throw turnovers and lose a 9 point lead like that, right? Can the Dolphins lock in and playoff mode right now, Week 5, and do everything that's needed to be able to do to win this game? What I do like about the Dolphins is we're seeing multiple players on their team making plays for them, and that's the difference to me and what they've been doing from Game of Thrones to where they at right now, and why they're having the success that they're having right now, because they're giving you more weapons to worry about than in previous Dolphin teams. So I think that's a plus.
I
I
would
also
definitely agree.
go ahead.
They just got to go in with that same mindset. I wouldn't try to lock in on one key player. Got to kind of got to trust the process that you've started to establish in your organization. I feel like the moment that they get one dimensional, whether it be via player or play style, is when the game could get ugly. But they have the potential, the keys, and the players. I feel like at this point to make it a pretty competitive game.
I think they have to win with concept and not matchup. I don't think their team, because of their youth, doesn't match up
Yeah,
with the Bucks. There's really not too many teams in the league, and believe me, every team on paper matches up with everybody, but experience outweighs all of that. Um, and I just think when we play these young guys, and you get into a game with a team that doesn't play their young guys all crazy, and they have a nucleus that's been playing together for a while, it's hard. It's harder to win those games. So to win them, you have to win with concept, right? You have to be able to beat them at their game. You have to, when they're thinking left, you're going right. When they're thinking right, you're going left. When they're thinking right, you have to go right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to be able to win the chess match. And you're going to be in that for sure with the chess match, because when it comes down to individual matchups, you don't have a win in the world with this team right now, because again, there's not too many young pieces on the field that hasn't had at least 2-3 years of experience. Now, the one thing I think the Bucks will fall into is they only had one human game so far this year. And we know what happens when you're playing computers or not even playing a game, and then you got to play a tough game. Because I do think this is a tough game. This is not a game he can just look at and be like, "Yep." He has to come into this game and play. And what we do know about the Bucks is he don't care who he's playing. He's playing to win, so he's going to play his way no matter what. And because of that, that makes him a fucking dangerous player in this league right now. And a guy that has 22 figures completely out, right? So the Dolphins have to come in and be special. I don't think that they can't come in and win this game. It's not impossible, but it's not enough for me to use this as a pick a winner game, right? At all. It's not enough for me to pick a winner game, because I think 90% of the league will pick the Bucks in this game. So I want to give it a, a real chance when I do the pick the winner game, like right here, Cowboys Eagles. Now, can we say this can be a pick 'em game?
I think any one of our division games can be a pick 'em game, but that's just me.
Well, you just a dick rider to y'all division, like y'all division is
I
shit
mean, when
all the
you say
time.
it though, I mean everybody's lost to everybody. Um, and at some point, the majority of the division usually splits. So it's like I think most of our games is pick winner. Like we could be a pick winner game. We have probably got the most pick winner games out of the league. If I was to
Who?
go back,
Y'all division?
my division, yeah. If I was to go back, we probably got the most like pick a winner games involving us. It's just like what can I say, man? But let me look at the. Let me see. Who else? Who else would be? I feel like we could put down the back burner. What other team? What other games is there? Hold on. Okay, let's look. Damn self. Schedule.
I think the Cowboys and the Eagles are they're in two different directions right now, but they're not too far away from each other because of the consistency of them playing twice a year all the time. And I do think Snake's team is semi back. And the reason why I say semi back, I think he built his team back into that team that can actually fight for second place in this division because until somebody dethrone you, there's always a fight for second place right now. Now the Eagles has a great start. Again, they did this last year, starting off really strong. I think it's something different about this Eagles team this year, though. I think that 4-0 is convincing. I don't, last year when they started off, I think it was 5-0. The schedule wasn't. The schedule was like to me, and I was saying it without saying it a lot. Who you play? Who you play? Well, this year I don't think they're in that situation. I think the Eagles are playing good football and they're playing good teams so far right away. But their Achilles heel has always been you, and Snake has been in the way of them as well. Because y'all division, outside of even you dominating the division, it still be tough games, or you can lose one of those games. You just have won the division, for a long time now. But when it comes down to the next three teams, anybody could beat anybody at any given moment in these ball games. So I like this game as a pick'em game. I love it, right? But are the Cowboys truly ready to be back to contending, trying to contend for this division and being a playoff team? They are very, very young. And they got a bunch of new pieces that hasn't really gelled yet together. So I'll ask you this: are we looking at a strength Cowboys team or a up and coming Cowboys team? You being a coach who's played this team already this year and played a really good game. Y'all had a really good game. So again, my question would be: is the Cowboys ready to be able to say, remember, I'm a beat this motherfucker by 50, and he go out there and do it? Is that Cowboys snake is back, or we're dealing with, a bunch of guys that he got off a practice squad waiver and had a great off season this off season, and put some pieces together and put himself in a situation where he has one of the fastest linebacker cores in the league right now. Is the pieces together for him to be able to go on a run right now and sitting at 1-2? Well, 2-2.
Um, I think this could be a up and coming season more than the season, but up and coming season for the Cowboys still usually results in playoffs. So he's got to be winning certain games to get in the playoffs, and I feel like this is about as 50-50 as it gets, honestly, to me, just based off of like where their teams are at, and seeing Eagles games but playing the Cowboys.
All right, so look, Ruben Owens is a monster diaper dandy this year at the running back position, but he's no Joey Cummings yet. Ain't gonna get the fuck out of here, top tier. Nobody told you to hop off anyway, motherfucker. I hope he watches it. He'll be like, what? Oh my god. All right. So anyway, my bad. So Ruben Owens to me is a fucking monster at running back, and all y'all better get familiar with this running back. All right. And I'm dead ass. The Cowboys have them another dog. The problem is this. Again, he's not Joey Cummins. Not yet. All right. And to be honest with you, if I asked you to name me two receivers from the Cowboys team, could you? And you in his
Ronnie
division.
Ronnie Bell, um, and then uh, fuck, like
My point exactly.
nah,
So,
he got another one. It's just because I took one of his possibles away, Wandell.
but my point
Bijan
exactly.
Dixon,
Has Ronnie Bell? Does
Ronnie Bell
anybody has
had
who's Ronnie
some
Bell?
catches.
Who's Ronnie Bell?
Michigan,
Just
Michigan receiver.
no disrespect to the Cowboys, but who the fuck is Ronnie Bell?
I mean, he's a receiver, he's a Michigan receiver. I
Is
know
that somebody you game planning for?
no.
Okay, all right, but I bet get all right. Ready? Name me two receivers for the Eagles team.
Uh, Evan Stewart and motherfucking baby boy, Brandon Ennis.
Is they somebody receivers you got to worry about?
For sure, Stewart. Ennis on his sophomore year, but yeah, for sure, Stewart.
All right, so here's my point. Jameer Zeus is a problem for the Eagles, right or wrong? Yes or no?
Yeah, he's a stamp
All
problem.
right, he's listed, he's certified, right? Okay. Now here's the Cowboys. Cowboys have a stingy defense that can cause anybody problems at any moment. That man to man, that sending it defense they got probably one of the top five uh, pressure defenses in the league. They get to you, they send it, all types of shit, right? But on the offensive side of the ball, they need their running back to be super special. The problem is they got C.J. Stroud this year, so they got the quarterback, but that quarterback isn't familiar with nothing they do over there. So again, I'll ask this question: are the Cowboys ready to be a team that we start looking at on the upside of things and that can compete with the Eagles right now? Because, you know, if you look at them on paper, again, everybody's team, we're in season 14. So there's no team that don't match up with no team. But we do know there's a difference between experience and guys gelling together. So can the Eagles, and they had a strong season last year in the secondary. Again, I don't really think that they have a strong pass rush. Their front seven on defense. I mean, their front seven on defense to me really doesn't. You know, it's no brand name yet that I look at over there. But what it is they do it by unit. They do it together. But I do think the Cowboys can line up and run at any team they play in the league, especially when that defense is getting you off the field. Um, as much as I'm talking, it sounds like I want the Eagles to win, or I think the Eagles can win. But the question is the Cowboys ready to win yet? They have the pieces now. They have the team. You look at that team from a year or two ago during their descents when they wasn't winning and they were struggling to where they at right now. They have the team right now on paper to line up and get it and get busy. Are they ready to be the Cowboys that y'all all in that division don't want to play? Where y'all say things like this, man, I gotta play butt ball today. I'm about to butt ball him back. Fuck that. Are you ready to better? Are they ready to be that Cowboy team yet?
Um, I think, like I said, this is the upcoming. They need one more year to put it all together, but I think that they'll still compete, which means that even if they go 9-7 or 9-8 and 10-7, they're still gonna be beaten. You know, they're gonna be, well, like I said, the usual splits. I feel like our week 2 matchup and this week 5 matchup, 3 weeks can do a little bit of changing. So it'll depend. This is a matchup to me. I feel like still just because of the Cowboys defense, let alone and the Eagles' tendency to play new weapons when they get them. So there's always that balance of that down to the quarterback, from quarterback to new weapons. I think on O line. So it's like You never can know. Shit, DT might not even make it through the whole game.
All right. I love the Eagles where they are offensively. I like what they have on the field, but I do think the Cowboys defense matchups with that Eagles team. Period. So I do think this is a good game to be calling one of our games, to gift games, to pick 'em games. So that's what we're gonna do right now. If you're still watching, the only way you can participate in this situation is by commenting who you think's gonna win in the comment section, Cowboys or Eagles. Now I'm gonna do something like this. I think the Eagles are better equipped and ready to win this game because of experience, but I'm picking the Cowboys to win this game. So you heard it out loud from me. So
This
I
is
can't do nothing different. I'm picking the Cowboys to win this game.
this the
Typing
part
it
that's
in the
hard
chat
because I'm
right
in the
now.
division.
Cowboys.
The part that's hard, that's because I'm in the division.
I'm picking the Cowboys to win this game because I'm challenging the Cowboys to win the game, not because I think they're going to win the game. And quite frankly, I don't need a fucking gift anyway. I just want to pick the Cowboys. My man, Bo, way to ride out with me, Cowboys, 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 Cowboys. Who else? Do I got another one? Do I got another one? Do I got another Cowboy? Do I got another Cowboys? Do I got another Cowboys? Cowboys. Let's go, let's go, let's go, Cowboys. Let's make this thing interesting right here, man. Let's make this thing interesting right here, good. Let's make this thing interesting right here.
Matchup. I don't know. Me and Snake always have matchups, so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like we
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
something I've
Mm-hmm.
been consistent
Mm-hmm.
with. We always have
Mm-hmm.
matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know,
Can Rob call a 50 burger?
I'm gonna go
Is,
Cowboys.
is Rob ready to call the 50 burger that Snake called on him back in Game of Thrones when he got it? Is Rob ready to do that?
Snake, if you see this, you gotta look out, man. Come on, get this dub.
I didn't call the Jaguars a pick 'em game. Fuck wrong with you?
I'm gonna call. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Oh no, you
I
just asked
talked
me who
about
I
it.
had. When you asked me who
You're my co-host.
I had
I'm
to
gonna
make
ask
sure.
you who you got all the time.
I had to just make sure. I was like,
All right. Now, the next battle coming up are the Lions and the 49ers. Battle of two undefeated teams.
this was
Battle of
clean.
two teams that are playing this year. All right. The Niners have given us a strong season last year that he played, and now he's playing most of his games this year. So the 49ers are a team that we have to consider again. And then there's the Lions, and my boy Antonio is back. I don't think none of us paid attention to what they did this offseason. And I love what they did this offseason. But I do think if you know the Lions' success, the season we say they're not ready is when they go to the playoffs. And then when we say they're ready, they don't go to the playoffs. I think this is the season that they're not ready, but yet got some pieces. They kind of in the Cowboys boat, in my opinion. They got the pieces. Can they put it all together? Here's the fucking best thing that you're going to see. Now it's time to start giving guys their flowers, and it's time to start looking at rosters, and it's time to start looking at what guys are actually doing in a league where the doing is not easy to do because everybody, I mean, 14 seasons in, everybody has loaded at every position, players all over the place. But let's take a great dive into two of our upcoming coaches that have always been top coaches in this league. You know, haven't really been consistent this, but they're back. So now I'm going to the rosters right now, and I'm going into this Lions matchup with the 49ers, and we're going to look at rosters. Let's get to the L's first. So the biggest move that the Lions did was they went and picked up. Look what they did. They got Quinn Ewers over here, right? The pocket passing guru, the guy that has one of the strongest arms to come out of our drafts. They got Dr. Doolittle over here for experience to help those young guys grow up, right? They picked up Dante Moore this year. And Dante Moore in the 2023 class is a top 5 player, right? In the quarterback room, not overall. In fact, let's be real and let's do some reported. Let me do some reporting things that I need to be doing right now for you guys to understand where I'm at with this. So when it comes down to the 23 class, these are kids that are going to be playing in their senior year this year. Dante Moore is part of that class. Okay, when it comes down to that class,
Call me when you get a class to determine.
Dante Moore is the number 12 player, not by position, the number 12 player on 24/7 Sports in the 2023 class from out of Detroit, Michigan. All right, at 6'2". Listen, this kid is special, very special. You know, the quarterback room is very loaded in the 23 class. It's some dogs all over the place. There are only 3 quarterbacks in front of him in this class. All right. Now, do your homework. If you can name the 3 quarterbacks in front of him right now, if you can name the 3 quarterbacks in front of him right now, I got something for you. But it has to be common and only. What 3 quarterbacks are in front of Dante Moore in the 2023 class? Can you name them, Max?
Um, in front of who?
Dante Moore. He's the 4th best quarterback in the
Uh,
23 class. There's only 3 quarterbacks in front of
Jaden
him right now.
Rashada,
Nah,
Christopher
you're wrong.
off word.
You're wrong right away.
Is Christopher on it?
Nope.
Christopher's got to be on it. Oh,
Nope.
well,
He
I'm
in
definitely
2000.
wrong.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Is
Nope.
that the wrong year or is it wrong?
2023 class. Ready?
Isn't that the class we
3
just had?
quarterbacks are this. It's the class where now because I've been letting I can't. A couple of them came out earlier than they were actually supposed to. Some of them come out juniors. Some of
Oh
them
well,
come
then
out seniors.
that's a loaded
I'm talking
question.
about the 20. It ain't loaded. The 23 class that's going to be on the field this year. Seniors in high school. Out of the elite 11, those type of guys. Who is only 4.
Let me go look at the year.
Now, if updated, you're not wrong, Antonio. You're not wrong, but you kind of are.
Oh,
Jackson
Malachi,
is Jackson is
Malachi
behind him at
Nelson.
5. You got Arch
Malachi
Manning,
Nelson.
Malachi Nelson, and Nico. I'm a believer.
And then yeah. Oh man, I would have got that shit. I picked the wrong year. Fuck. I'm over here thinking
Nobody
you're talking
told you to
about the
roll
class
that
we just
motherfucking
had.
Reggie Miller up and you can't get your brain
So
right
what
because you
class did
smoking
we
some
just have
bullshit.
now? 24.
No, that's 20. They all still 23 kids.
That's bullshit. That's the bullshit.
Rashada, Rashada is actually the 7th best quarterback in this draft class. It's Christopher Vizina. That's who you talking about, Vizina, and Jackson Arnold. So you got Arch Manning, Malachi Nelson, Nico Amaliva, Dante Moore, Jackson Arnold, and then Christopher Vizina. Then there's Jaden Rashada, Eli Holston, and Dylan Loner Gang. I don't know who that is. Pierce Clark came out this draft. He was the number 2 quarterback in our draft class this year, Pierce Clarkson. All right, so let's get back to Dante Moore. Very, very special talent. And I think this is the quarterback that the Lions been looking for the last 6 seasons. And I think they got him now. And that's important to have the guy to be the signal caller for your team right now. This Lions offense can be special if the signal caller is special, and they got that. All right. And on the flip side of it, the 49ers have AR-15, who's starting to get those weapons around him now. I mean, they have 2 top receivers in the last 2 draft classes that's coming around him. Picked up another tight end. They have the weapons over there in California, in Santa Clara, for AR-15. Now, AR had a late start, and we're starting to see him. I still don't think he had that breakout season. Still, what about you, Max? AR-15. I still don't think he had a breakout season for the 49ers yet.
Not really.
Can this be the season though? Can this be the potential season that AR-15 breaks out?
No better time than the present for that type of quarterback, honestly.
I still think Dante Moore is better than him. I think if anytime any guys that don't believe this statement, please go watch the highlights of these kids. All right, so Dante Moore, I like him. He's very special. I think he is legit, straight good arm talent. But he's more of he's not an improvising type of quarterback. He's a field general. The kid has dual threat. You'll never see the fact that he's a fast quarterback because he's like Shador Sanders. They don't run. They're trained. They don't. That stereotype is not on them. You're not looking at black quarterbacks and thinking, "Up, they're athletes. They're not smart." This kid will dot you the fuck up. And it doesn't matter what's around him. You can close the walls on him and give him and slim the field down just the hash marks, and you'll lose that game. He's that special with arm talent. Can the Lions make him that special game in, game out? And I think he can. And here's why I think he can. You got a home run hitter in Chris Tyree. You just brought in a Marion Peters at 6'2", 225. You got a speed guy with trucking ability in that backfield. I like it. Now the next thing smoking is Samuel Singleton from Florida State. Athletic, agile. Now you can be a receiver out the backfield at any moment right here. So Chris Tyree, I would be more looking at him as a guy that's going to run my punch and kickoffs back. Could be a good third down switch up. But I'm starting on Marion. What about you? I like Singleton because he can catch the ball out the backfield. 83, 79, 80. He can catch the ball out the backfield. We like that, right? I like that. So I think he's a guy that can catch the ball out the backfield. Let's see what he got on him right now. And there you go. He got what he got to have. He got the shit on him he needs to have on him. I like it. But I do think a Marion Peterson is your every down back. Remember, they got rid of this type of back to get this type of back in the draft pick to be able to make moves to do some other things. And then they full circle it right back and get the power back to better do what they got to do with, right? I love it. Love the pick. Love what they got going on. But he is a diaper dandy. But I do think it doesn't matter in this 49er game. I think a young player like him can be special in this game. In the receiver room, right? You got Angelo Griffin on his last leg before you got to drop him. But he still got talent. 97 speed. Looked like he got a little slower. Mike Timmons has been the man here. He's 27. Mechie still waiting for the breakout there. But behind that, they got speed and they had a great rookie draft class at the receiver room right now. So what's better? You bring in a quarterback. What's my slogan when you got a quarterback, Max? That Reggie put you to sleep yet? Do they even make regular weed anymore? This nigga the only person I know in the world that still smoke Reggie. I don't know. I don't even think they make Reggie no more. I don't think there's nowhere besides probably over in Jamaica you can go get Reggie, and you, your girlfriend, and your roommate Blau is half sleep off of Reggie right now. Gotta be fucking kidding me. All right, so we need to see some play out of John Mechie. There's no way that John Mechie, you know what I mean, don't miss the window. That's all I'm gonna say. Keyline Stokes has to be able to stretch the field for you. He has to. You have to put him in that situation, right? In my opinion, I'm not mad at this receiver room because it's not a receiver room that demands you to look at it and be like, oh shit, he got motherfucking Bright Brew McCoy over here or Malachi Wyman over here or Deion Smith. You're not looking at his room like that, but together as a group, they can be very dangerous. This receiver room, it's really good, right? But it's not names because we haven't really got to see Mechie. Is Mechie uh, knee hill yet? Is he ready to go? What I do know is anytime you bring in a Florida State guy that comes in at 92 overall at 20 years old, he goes on the field right now. So I like it. Now, in the receiver room, to me, he had the steal of the draft 3 drafts ago with G. Scott at receiver and moved to tight end because at 99 him out right away. So they got 2 speed demons at tight end, in my opinion. I like it. Now, where though the Lions win that, this is the scary part right now. And I think the 49ers, when you look at their front 7, especially the down linemen, where's the matchup? Now, if this is your starting left tackle at 89 overall, that's scary for me. So this is why I say the Lions are not ready yet. But when they're not ready, they usually hit the playoffs. Even at left guard, 94 overall, 92 overall. Looking at center, 99 out. Pritchard, 30. I mean, I'm still playing Pritchard at this point because those other guys ain't ready yet. And then we start to look like, all right, how the hell you get Torricelli? Oh yeah, he did draft T. Jesus Christ. All right, now we start to clean this up a little bit over here. Now, all right, but Ryan Hayes is a 95. Remember, when you're going up against 90% of the league's defensive line, their edge rushers are 99 out, right? Not 99 out across the board as far as attributes, but they're 99 overalls right now, and that matters. Because this guy's a 95 with the green arrows up. That doesn't mean he's a 95. All right, he's a true 94, only 1 point drop. But I look at this Lions offensive line, and then I ask myself, are the 49ers defensive line the truth? Can these guys get it done? Well, we know Jack Sawyer is. We do know that for a fact, right? On the other side of things, you got David Ajabo waiting for his breakout season, right? And then at the D tackle room, you got Lindsey White, 28 years old, and good speed, not nothing. But Tyler Davis is definitely that. But I think the matchup is kind of a little even here, offensive line, defensive line versus these two teams. Um, I, man, I like it. Now, I asked myself, can a young Lions team with a young quarterback, weapons and protection that's still developing, can they go, into California and win this ball game? When I ask myself, I look at the defense, the secondary. Chris Samuels is still there. You got some good guys over here, but the names ain't standing out because we don't see these guys making the plays or being in that awards race all crazy. But they got the players over here. They got some good players and great speed. But then when you go back to that Lions secondary, his secondary look exactly like he wanted to look. It's not a player over here that can't do multiple things. So I really like this matchup because when I go back to the 49ers offense versus where the strength of the 49ers offense is and then the strength of the Lions defense is, you see why I think the Lions is going to win this game. Marquise Bell, really like him a lot. Any HBCU kid, right? Zion Puckett. We got some good players there. I look at the cornerback room. You got Bob Mullins. You got Sauce Gardner still here. Burton, nice size, 6'2". He got the number one corner in the draft this year that guaranteed will be the starting corner on this team. So now you're looking at two top corners over the last 6 years on this roster right now. And then you get another Camden kid, Jaden Cheeks. So I like it. You better spend some type of attention to this kid because don't let this slip away from you. He's only 2 years in. This is his third season. You can get some things done. Maybe this is a guy, when next time I give out a gift, this is the guy you want to get developed. You know what I mean? Somehow, some way you need to come get that. But I like the cornerback room. Not mad at it. I think Gardner can hold it down. And I do like this kid right away. Throw him into the fire. Let him be your number one or two corner. And let him get busy. The speed is fucking ridiculous. And the cover talent at this stage right now in 4 games in the NFL, he's top tier right now. He can compete. So I like it. Again, you go back to the 49ers roster and you look at their offense. To me, their strength on their offense is at the tight end and their tight end room. And I think the safety play for the Lions can do some things here. And I'm calling this a strength because they are loaded here. Still got development situations going on over here, but they're loaded here, right? And they do throw to their tight end. But in the receiver room, they have two top 3 receivers, right? Look at this. Emeka Abuka, top receiver in his draft class, top 5. Tate, number 2 receiver in his draft class. Cook, number 2 receiver in his draft class. So they got it, but they're young. They still got work to do over there. So this matchup is the two coaches that are really good coaches that got teams that are not ready to really be those teams, but which one of them is going to do something that we don't expect them to do, which is, when they're not ready to get to the playoffs. We know the Lions, when their team is not ready, they make the playoffs. The 49ers is playing games. Can he make the playoffs? Simple as that. He's been a playoff guy. We started off calling him a top 10 player, and then he hasn't owned up to that at all. So let's look at the matchups. Running back room, the quarterback room. My question would be, who do y'all think have the better quarterback? Is it the experienced quarterback that hasn't had a breakout season yet, and Anthony Richardson, AR-15, or is it the young gunner that the Packers drafted and didn't see value in him, let him go, and the Lions stealing Dante Moore? Is he ready to be the guy? I like the matchups with quarterbacks, and I don't think the underdog, the guy that's not really ready, can't go out in this game and show that he's really ready. I think Dante Moore is going to put on a show, and the Lions are going to beat the 49ers. Rock with me, fellas. If you're staying on, you're still with me. I appreciate y'all. Happy holiday. That shit almost over. Get back to the regular engine. Craig gonna call out again. You already know how that go. All right, so we're looking down at the Lions offense. Now the next game is the Ravens Broncos. And here's the thing. On paper, again, the Broncos are getting together. We matched up last year, and what I saw was the Broncos wasn't ready yet, right? Coaching wise, he's always ready. But team wise, he wasn't ready when it came down to us playing. A year later, and especially what we're going through over here in Baltimore right now, like it's crazy over here. It's hard to win games right now because of the turmoil. They just put the scenario engine kicked in and put us through some situations that I've never been through on the game. This others have, but I haven't been through it. And right now they fucking me over with a lot of shit, and I got to fight through it. So I think the Broncos, I don't think that they're ready to match up with us. I think coaching wise, he can coach himself to a win against anybody in the league. When I place him at somewhere between 3, 4, and 5, and sometimes I could put him at 2. You know what I mean? Like he's that good of a coach. So what I'm saying is a good coach can get the most out of a game, right? But then the scenarios of 22, because a lot of the gameplay that we do against each other isn't coach on coach. It's coach versus coach and scenarios. Right? So, in my opinion, the experience of my team outweighs his experience, and it showed up big time last year. Uh, does it show up again? I would think that my experience will show up, but we're on a roll. We're going into Mile High, and if I'm Coach Jimbo, this is a measuring stick because you know where you're really at in our game. Again, not because of coaching, I'm not calling myself the better coach. What I'm saying is my team has been, I haven't really been blowing my teams up in six new starters, 4 new starters. I haven't been doing that. My team has been gelled together, been playing together for a while. Our scenario engine kicked in, and you got guys in the locker room snapping right now for whatever reason. So I don't know how much that plays into play. But if I'm Jimbo, I am making this game a bookmark game, in my opinion. This is the test everything you've done over the last couple of seasons to put this team back together. You're on the right path and you're ready. Because if this team can line up with my team, this game could go either way. Both of us can coach our asses off. Both of us can win this game at any moment. So this game comes down to this: is Allen Iverson's son doing something he's supposed to have been doing all year? I don't know what's going on with him, but he's not playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Can he get back on track? If he can get back on track and we can get this offense back rolling, we should be in a good situation. At the same time, young Shador is continuing to take those steps he needs to take to become, that guy. And what I do know is that this defense is very young but very built, and it doesn't have to be super gelled together for a super good coach to make it work. So the matchup will be our offense versus their defense, in my opinion. I think his offense, he is who he is. He knows how to play call. He knows how to put his stuff in the situation. He'll mini scheme you to death if he has to. I think he'll be comfortable within his skin on play calling offensively. I think it's the battle of this game is what's going on with Baltimore's offense and is Denver's defense ready to make them pay for whatever they got going on in their own locker room. I do think this is a pick'em game. So, for those that are still paying attention, pick your winner. Obviously, I can't go against myself, so I'm going with the Cowboys and myself in this game. Pick your winner. Broncos, Ravens. Packers, Cardinal. Haroldberger's back. Falcons won't try to put 50, 60 up on him. Haroldbergers ain't trying to hear that shit. That's how it's going to go. Rams will be getting the first win. Chiefs, Chargers. Chargers is not playing. I might have to get a new coach there. Giants football team. I would make this game important because the football team, after having a great year last year, is not having a good year to start this year. And I would make this a game that would be of importance for all of us. Instead, I'll make it important for their division. And listen to me and listen to me carefully. The football team will win this ball game. Now, I don't need nobody to agree with me, but if the football team wins this ball game, because I think they're going to win it. It says 8 people are watching right now. If the football team wins this ball game, I got to do something special for somebody, for some of y'all that's watching right now. Titans Falcons. Can the Falcons upset the Titans in this? I mean, can the Titans upset the Falcons in this game? After the Falcons just hung 63 up on one of our best, and let's not forget he's one of our best. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, T has the opportunity if he would have played from day one to be on runs like Falk and Craig. He's that good, but he's that late and trying to catch up to where we all at right now. I think the Titans are on a path, and because T's gonna come out and throw 50 fucking times, and you're about to throw 50 times against one of the fastest and best secondaries in the league right now, who actually schemed is ran the way T ran it last year in 21. He plays the same way. He has that same play, not the same user play, but he plays the same defenses from 21 that T kind of made famous. And I think the Titans stuck with that, and he's comfortable with that. I think this. I don't think the Titans win this ball game. I do think they could upset him, depending. What I do know is this. I think T will struggle early because the Titans defense, that secondary is really the truth. And I think because of that, I think T gonna throw the ball way too much, and it could put him in situations in that ball game. So I do think the Titans hang on and hang around, but they don't get the win in this game. I think T's coaching is just too much. His not coaching, sorry. T is a video game player, right? And you have to play this game two ways. You have to be a good football coach, a good football minded player, and you have to know how to play the game. Well, T's a video guy and he's a football guy, but he's more of a video guy. He doesn't bring his football senses to the game all the time because he'll out video game your ass in a heartbeat. And I think that's going to be a little too much for Tennessee. Um, Too much. Raiders, Bengals. I don't see an upset here. I think Ray goes in and do what Ray been doing. I think Ray's still gonna throw the football a little bit more, so you're not gonna see great numbers from his running back unless he's in trouble in this game. But other than that, I think Raiders will win the ball game, and I think they'll continue to grow their passing game, and I think Vilas will have over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game. And that's your Week 5 schedule, fellas. You're riding out with me, cause I'm riding out with you. Ray, I need your player too, your offensive player. Send
He
it to
sent me
Max.
him
Okay.
and Los both sent it to me.
My man Los. Los, you still on? What my boy Los been doing today, man? Happy holiday, man. All right, now let's get into some more conversations right now. Max, at week 5, would you expect Felix Harper to be the number 1 quarterback passing leader?
Doesn't surprise me.
Max, at week 5, would you think Falk's running back has the most yards in the league right now?
Due to the shift of Falk's offense and his focus on running the ball in past 3 seasons, doesn't surprise me.
Would you think Diaper Dandy Johnny Shakur, who was drafted late, I would say somewhere between third round or after, maybe second round, now, would he be leading the league in receptions, receiving
Nope.
yards, and touchdowns right now?
Maybe one out of the 3 crowns, but not triple crown.
All right, so we go down to sack leaders right now. Would you expect the Raiders to have Malik Silla leading the league in sacks right now?
No.
How about Travis Hunter, Damon Davis, a safety for the Falcons, and remember that safety for the Falcons did this in one game, 4 picks. All right, and Chase Lucas are your interception leaders with all 4 apiece right now.
Yes, player and coach. The second player, yes, player and user. Third, yes, player and coach.
But out of those three, because of the user of T, any safety he uses is gonna have picks. But Chase Lucas to me is the guy. Like,
Is the
wow,
guy, yeah.
right?
But coming off of if you watched how he ended his season with the Jaguars, this is kind of like of expectation. If you paid attention, but in general, this is the guy. Yeah, kind of
Let's
considers him about Travis because of a breakout year, but last year he had like 16 picks too or some shit like that. So it's kind of the same story.
let's talk about safeties from this year's class. Max, we're gonna put it in three categories. Should be a dog, surprising me as a dog, or dud. You ready to rock with me?
Yeah,
All right, so let's go look at the safeties that came out this year. We had some really good ones come out this year. The cream of the crop was Khalid Downs and Derek Williams. Both will be into the game against each other. One will be playing, one will get spot duty play time. Let's start at free safeties first and go to the NFL and go by age. Those guys that are in the league right now. All right, Malik Hartford won't see it down on the field. Elliott Washington won't see. Well, he will play. Kylan Jackson, we won't really get to see too much out of because we don't know. The Chargers ain't playing. I'm about to replace that. All right, so you got Day McCullough, 6'3", 215 out of Cincinnati from New Jersey. All right, let's talk about it. 96 speed, 96 XL, X Factor. Uh, on his Bucks loaded team, does he play?
Cullen,
Yeah, when you're talking about a guy that really don't really put their rookies on the field right away,
I
is this
doubt it.
kid gonna play?
I doubt it. Not with 75. No, I doubt it.
All right, two tackles on the year right now. I don't think he need to be on the field as a starter or anything like that. I do think he can get him in the spots, especially with up and coming Sam McCall. I mean, Jesus Christ, Sam McCall looks like he's about to be the next guy. All right, so we're going at Jordan Castile, 6'3", 215 from Florida. Does he play for the Bengals? Is this guy going to be a super dog?
He
What was the
should
three
be playing.
categories?
Uh, Super dog, surprising dog, dud.
Right away. All right, Jordan Castile, Florida, 6'3", 215, 95 speed, 95 excel. Obviously not unlocked yet. Will unlock to what? Is we looking at superstar here, star here? I mean, if I'm C Hound, this might be my unlocked player right here. Oh my god. All right, so he already a superstar. He unlocked him to X Factor. Anyway, back to him. He should be on the field for the Bengals, right?
Yep.
You agree? I agree as well. Um, I don't think super dog, but I also don't think dud either.
I say just regular.
I'm
Surprising
sorry.
dog.
I'm sorry that we got to change our whole concept of what we were thinking. Let's stop thinking about the Bengals and not having win success. Right now, this guy has 15 tackles, a tackle for loss, and 2 interceptions. Right now, super dog.
He's gonna be a dog.
A dog. Here, fuck. Oh! That's what he is right away. So good shit. Good shit. Good shit. All right. All right. Don Schuler. You know we both was heavy after him. Is he gonna start for the Texans, the Houston Texans? Is he a starter? Is he a super dog, or dud? What do you see the potential in him?
Um, Shit, he's a higher. Well, he's shit.
He's playing. He about to unlock.
Yeah, I think he's got to play. They
Jesus
got
Christ.
age at
He,
safety.
he he is playing for sure. He's a starter over there. 26 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack, Max. He's
But
important to this
yeah,
team. So I'm going with a dog. I'm not gonna call him a super dog. I'm going with a dog though. Ain't that weird that I'm calling a Bengals guy a super dog, and then this guy who has more tackles and just one and less interception, I'm only calling him a dog. You think that's
I
weird, or
just
you
think
understand why?
I think I understand why.
All right, from Pensacola, New Jersey, Khalil Ali on the Eagles team. Back deep safety. Can't be a sub package guy. Nothing. He's back deep. Super dog. Dog. Dud.
Um,
He's on his way to unlocking as well. 14 tackles, 1 interception. He playing right now. Okay, he found a way to get him on the field. I like it, and he's back deep.
I think this would be one of those surprising dogs
I think
about a
surprising
year or
dog as
two.
well too. Yep. I don't think a year or two. I think we're going to see
Well, I say
surprising
this
dog.
year.
He came in as one of the number one safety, right? Number two, free safety behind Khalil Downs. Now, my thing is he came in with super dog potential, X factor already, right? Um, but I do think he's going to be a surprising dog over the super dog. And the reason why is because you can't do more than play him back at safety. So because of that, he has to really be a dog, and I think it's going to be surprising because at this point where we at in the league, the value on safeties are the guys that are 215 and that you can move around, right? So when you get a true safety like Downs, a true safety like Khalil Ali, they got to be dog. So really super dogs more than surprising. But on this Eagles secondary where we saw Zion Branch do it last year, can Khalil repeat that and continue the growth of that DB room with young talent for the Philadelphia Eagles? I think I like this kid. Obviously, I like him from my hood, so I like him. I know what he's capable. I know how I built him. I know he can be a dog. This was a pick that another one of those picks where you like, did you need him? And he get a guy where he wins on what he picks. Can he make it fit? And it seems like he's doing that, Max. I think he's doing a good job, man. Understanding how to plug and play players, whether you needed that position or not, filling voids and understanding how to replace and move on. I think he's going to be a super dog.
I think he's gonna be a super dog. I think it'll take this year for it to all come together because of the young impact player of Branch from last year.
Right. I agree. I agree with that too. All right, Khalid Downs. I think this kid couldn't have went to a better coach. Remember, year in and year out, we would talk about who had the best safety in the league, and the Broncos safety always was popping up.
Yep, Caden Stearns.
This is the new Caden Stearns for them. Would you agree or disagree with that statement? Now, remember, Shiloh Sanders is on that roster over there as well. You got Justin, uh,
Jonathan Flo.
Jonathan Flo over there on that roster as well. But Jonathan is the tweener. Jonathan can be anywhere. You don't know where the hell he's going to play at. He can be anywhere, right? Um, I think Khalid Downs, if he can be a super dog for the Broncos, they're going to be back with that no fly zone defense. I'm gonna show you why in a second. But let's look at the stats on this kid. 12 tackles. Look, 12 tackles. Remember, safety that only can play deep. He can't come down and play sub linebacker, but he does have 2 tackles for losses. And out of all the frees that we just looked at, he has 3 picks right now. Let's see if he took anything to the career right now. We're looking at super dog. And he has a touchdown. Already took a pick 6 to the career. Super dog, in my opinion. You agree or disagree?
I'm gonna go with dog.
Dog. I think he's gonna be a super dog. Uh, user guy. He does a great job with safety using play. All right, so the last safety is Brendan Jordan, Texas Tech, 6'3", 195. Very much needed for the Colts. Their safety room was fucking grandpops. And he brings in Brendan Jordan. Speed, one of the fastest safeties in the draft, right? X Factor. And guy that's on the field right now that will only play back deep, but has a great size and he can cover all over the place. Like he can recover. He can go hash to hash to sideline. He can be able to do some things. Let's see what he's doing for Mike at this moment right now. 13 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, no INTs right now. So what are we looking at? Can he be a dog for this team? Or are you looking at a dud? What are we looking at?
Um, I would say I would say I would say dog. with a high upside, just because he's going to be thrown into the fire a little bit sooner by force
Yeah,
because the
he
age
has
is
to.
around.
Yep.
But that could also help his development a lot. So got a high upside.
All right, Cedric Hawkins from out of Ohio State won't see the field. Braxton Myers has to play right now. 92 speed, 88 excel. I'm not. I think. I don't think. I think he's a player that shouldn't have to play, but will have to play because of the new coach over there in Chicago. So right now, I'm gonna call him a dud. I don't think he's going to be too much of anything right this second. Makari Vickers. Now, can the Bengals have two back-to-back safeties free and a strong that can have potential of surprising dogs? Look at this: 16 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and an INT right now. Makari Vickers, 6'2", 195. So it's safe to say that they completely revised their safety room, right?
Definitely for sure.
Now, dog, not a super dog though. All right, Isaac Smith, 6'1", 215. Any safety that plays in the Falcons organization has the potential to be super dog, surprisingly dog, or dud. I think this kid is going to be a surprise. On down to Avery Stewart, 6'3", 190. Oh my God, does he have Florida State too? Oh my God, he ain't playing much. He only got 42 snaps. Is the safety room too crowded for him? Or the fact that he can't 215, he can't pin him down in the sub box. Like what's going on right here with the Dolphins? They got a steal right here. This is a big time player, attribute wise. 5 tackles and an interception on the year right now. Do we see super dog, surprising dog? What do you see out of this kid, Avery Stewart at 6'3", 190 out of Florida State? What I see is if they got room, he only got 42 snaps right now, so that means he's not super needed right this second. So I think it's going to be a little bit of wait and see with him, right? And then the number 2 safety in the draft is on a Ravens team in a crowded ring where he's not playing. He hasn't seen the field at all yet. So this is going to be a wait and see. He has the potential, if he's still a Raven and doesn't find a way to get himself on the field, he has the potential to be a dud. What you think, Max? You still there?
That nigga not gonna be no dud.
Well, we know that, but I'm just saying he might be a dud on the Ravens roster. He might not be on the Ravens roster before it's all said and done. Or, I mean, we got to find a way to get him on the field, right? He's a dog. Don't get it fucked up, but he's not playing at all right now. 38 snaps, not going to cut it. Special teams guru right now. So he's a wait and see. So now you got Peyton Bowen, 6 foot, 195 out of Notre Dame. Big time guy, big time safety. He was the third safety in the draft. Um, with Harrelberg is right now. Another wait and see in my opinion. So what about your kid Jonel Aguario, 6'2", 215, 92 overall with the green arrows up, 95 speed, 96 excel. He got 82 man, 86 zone, 81 press. He can do some things there. Great hit power. How much does he play for you right now? 238
Um,
snaps. He's on the field, big body guy too, 33. I like that number one too. All right,
uh,
two tackles, 2 interceptions.
I would say, he's gonna be an unexpected dog. I would say.
You making up your own category. Nigga, dog, surprise. You mean surprisingly dog.
Surprising dog. He's
Okay.
gonna be a surprising dog.
All right, I rock with that. All right, there are safeties right now. All right, last position I just want to talk about real fast. Let's look at the cornerbacks that came out this year. Um, Now we saw the Lions got the number 1 corner in the draft. We saw that, right? But then Tony Mitchell was a monster for the Chiefs. Do you think this was a good pickup for the Chiefs? Hameen Anderson is could be a surprisingly dog little nephew. You got Jacoby Spells. You got Anthony Massey. We see him balling out. This is Jimbo's son, by the way, class of 24 or 20. Yeah, class of 24 or 23, one of the two. Um, this is what I was talking about. Let's go here for a second. A revamped secondary. He drafted Bobby Teller. Go look at his highlight if y'all don't know who he is. He drafted one of the top 5 to 10. I would say top five, but top 5 to 10 corners in the draft, and Bobby Teller, right? Then he gets his nephew, Kamari Robinson, uh, and he gets him, right? Looking at up and coming. Then you look at his son, Anthony Massey. I hope I'm saying it right. I hope I ain't butchering your last name over here, right? Now, don't forget Dante Manning is still in the building. And now they have a loaded secondary again. That's why I was saying they up and coming. They got an opportunity to become. I mean, you got Shiloh Sanders, you got Brandon Joseph from the first real draft class, and then you got DeMarco Helms from Alabama. They are loaded in the secondary again, and they can get some things done over here. But in the cornerback room, I like it. I like a lot of good. There's a lot of good corners, and you'll see a lot of good looking corners over here. But the problem is with us not starting the league over, a lot of these guys, as good as they look, might not see the field depending on what team they on. So guys that I know will start. Tony Mitchell, he's a guaranteed starter for the Chiefs. Let's see what he can do. I mean, Anderson should be a guaranteed starter for the Ravens. Put it this way. I mean, I'm biased. It's like Jimbo having a son or his nephew. This is my nephew. Only reason why I ain't trade for him yet is because I don't need another corner. I'm loaded over there with corners, so I don't need him. But if I had him, I would be forced to play him. Well, he went to the Saints. Saints could. I don't know if the Saints needed him. They had a lot of corners over there. I know they spent some time over there with the corners in the right room. But if you really look at it, look at it. This kid comes in and could be a player right now for this team. So this is a good spot for him to be in. So I like it. At least he's going somewhere where I know he got to be a starter. So I like that. I'm not mad at that at all. All right. So you're looking at Bravion Rogers, who's in a crowded cornerback room. So he won't really see the field this year. You got Malik Muhammad, who will start for the Bears this year. Bobby Teller's going to play. We know that. You got Travell Mullen. I don't know if he's going to start for for the Falcons. I do think now that they got their cornerback Woolen back, I don't know if they need him to play right now. AJ Harris could be a player, 83 overall. I don't know if he's ready to play at all this season. Red shirt guy, Jaden Mickey, another guy that with that type of speed at this point in the league, you would need package up, motherfucking, or get a million gifts to get him right. But here's the guy, Kamani McLean, #1 corner in the draft. I mean, look at it. There's no way around it. Dog Fabian Ross. I think the Bills have a crowded cornerback room already. I don't know if he sees the field. Makai Bell. I mean, speed demon out of Notre Dame, 5'11", 185. But you have a little crowded cornerback room. So does he redshirt or is he playing this year?
Oh no, he redshirts.
You see what I mean by your hat? Look, 91 overall, so that means at least a 90, 89 at the least. But like 97 speed, 97 excel. But when you crowd it at the cornerback room, a player that usually come out looking like this would be a starter. Uh, is going to be a guy that's getting redshirt. Again, Tony Mitchell, Anthony Massey. You got to play him. That's just your child. He's on the field day one. All right, we're looking at Jair Brown. Does he get any burn for the Bucks? We know they don't play their rookies. I mean, they don't have to play their rookies at all. I don't think he's going to get burned right now. He's going redshirt as well. Khalid Presley, another redshirt guy. But Cameron Chadwick is going to play for the Cardinals. We know that for a fact. The problem is he's the 85 overall, so he's going to not play a lot, in my opinion. I just think, if he need to be, if he's a 90, I think he would, spend a lot and pay a lot of attention to him. But I don't really see it. Zion Fowler, Javion Toviano, Javian, how you say that? Toviano. Now, could potentially play if the Jaguars wanted to put him on the field, but don't need to play. Christian Gray not going to play. Jaleel Hurley is another one of those guys that are the best corner. I love this kid. He's on the field right now. You got Austin Osbury. Not only did they get Austin Osbury, they got the brother, super freak at linebacker. I think they'll plug and play this kid. I don't think they're going to ask him to be super important for the Cowboys, but he's going to play. Javon Thomas has to play right away. He's a starter. So we should see, what type of season he'll have this year. Then you're looking at Dejon Johnson, good size out of Ohio State. Don't think he'll see the field. And the last one, Tayon Holloway, another kid that's probably not going to see the field at all. But when I look at these cornerbacks, right, the guys that I think that had a potential to really be, great diaper dandies in year one, I'm looking at Jaleel Hurley, I'm looking at Anthony Macy, Tony Mitchell, and Kamani McClain. As I continue to go up the ladder list right now, Bobby Teller and Kamari Robinson. I think, and Hamid Anderson. I think these guys are going to play. They're on the field. They're going to be impact players. Appreciate y'all for spending the night with me. 2:05. We had up on here for 2 hours and 5 minutes. Lock y'all answers and all y'all pick'ems in. Got all that locked in. Make sure you screenshot that you hit the like button and send your unlocked player +2/+2 to Max, and I'll get it done before the night's out. Other than that, appreciate y'all for riding out with the kid. And here's the franchise guru, Millionaire Max. We're out of here.